Hello, my name is Kathy, and today I'll be discussing Mercury in Virgo. But before I do this, I wanted to let you know that because I have a great many videos now on many different topics, that I've decided to make several different video playlists so that it's easier to find the videos of greatest interest. So please check out my playlist page. Mercury and Virgo people have logical, analytical minds that like to focus upon the minute details and practicalities of every idea that they use. They are practical thinkers by nature and have a strong need to understand the essential use and function of every item of knowledge that comes their way. The need to understand the boundaries or essential limitations of any given piece of knowledge is also pronounced. Mercury in Virgo feels a strong need to be well informed and to be methodical and precise in their intellectual learning. They are wonderful at learning new bodies of knowledge as long as their anxieties don't overwhelm them. These people tend to gravitate towards scientific subjects like botany, biology, medical research, or veterinarian knowledge because of the precision that is needed to hold all the details together. They also have a natural aptitude for mathematics as well as in health and dietetics and work well in service organizations. Mercury in Virgo people's intellectual aptitude was formed while they were learning to be of practical use in the home, doing things like housework. There is a natural aptitude towards neatness, and they like to tidy things up while learning the details of basic life support work. These people often oscillate between being neat most of the time and being sloppy. This sloppiness emerges when they can't be bothered keeping all the necessities under control. Mercury and Virgo people are on a constant search for perfection of intellectual understanding. As a result, they try to define every concept precisely by its context and its relationship to other things. There is a powerful attempt to understand every logical or grammatical connection in detail because they want it to be perfection. If this is not possible, then they don't want it at all. This can evolve into a vicious cycle, though, because the more precisely they try to focus on something, the more aware of the imprecisions of it they become. Eventually, they become tired of this avenue of thought and will let it go as they become more and more aware of the subtle, general, and indefinable connections between things. In a nutshell, these people notice the trees in a forest and not the forest itself. Mercury and Virgo people sometimes find that they become so focused on keeping everything highly defined and organized in order to keep chaos at arm's length, but fail to see that what is kept at bay can sometimes be the nature of life itself. Bottom line is that this eternal focusing on the details sometimes causes them to see the bigger picture, the meaning, causes them not to see the bigger picture, the meaning of it all. When negatively expressed, the Mercury and Virgo person can become overcritical and unsympathetic, devolving into being a real nitpicker. This is done as a defense maneuver because they fear that other people may be finding fault with them, making them feel inferior and so not worth relating to, and they want to turn the tables and do this to others first before they have a chance to harm the Mercury and Virgo person. The negative expression of Mercury in Virgo is likely to be quite insensitive. Cold, analytical reason may be the foundation of their intellectual makeup, with no room for human kindness. The negative expression of Mercury in Virgo can be too brittle, rigid, and detached to be able to deal effectively with practical affairs. They can degenerate into harping critics that believe that they are the only ones that understand how things should be done. The tendency to quibble over unimportant details and to criticize and find fault with others is strong. The potential to become a fanatic about health habits and then to insist that others follow the regime to the letter is strong. The urge for neatness may become uncontrolled to the point of it becoming a complex, and the entire picture can degenerate into a dry, emotionless, unyielding person that has an extremely difficult time showing love. Another concern of these people is that they have a tendency to worry a lot. This stands to reason when you understand how analytical they are. It gets carried to extremes, and they can end up worrying things to pieces, which can produce a great deal of anxiety, which can take its toll on their nervous and digestive systems. This constant worrying is fully capable of producing ailments in the long run. The best piece of advice for these people is to stop worrying about things and to relax. Easier said than done, I know. Mercury and Virgo people work very well where a meticulous sense of detail is needed in fields such as secretarial and general office work, computer work, medicine, including veterinarian, hygiene, dietary control, and the sciences where precise recording and analysis of results is required. Under normal circumstances, the Mercury and Virgo person is the ideal person to keep all the gears of any endeavor functioning smoothly. Mercury and Virgo's intellectual processes are more adaptive than innovative. They like to find out where everything fits. This compartmentalization of the intellectual function is wonderful from a utilitarian point of view, but this compulsion to be correct can inhibit the mind from reaching the higher intuitive realms where differences become meaningless. The wonderful, finely discriminating mind of the Mercury and Virgo person can dissect issues with great detail and precision. The approach here is by pure reason alone, without emotional considerations being allowed to cloud the issues. Some people in the world of the Mercury and Virgo person could possibly regard them as far too exacting and computer-like in their thinking. By nature, the Mercury and Virgo person tends towards being highly skeptical, critical, and analytical in their thought processes. They derive their greatest sense of satisfaction from putting everything neatly in its place. And they try to accomplish this in every compartment of their lives. Because of the huge amount of disorder that is just part of the world we live in, the Mercury and Virgo person tends to become constantly busy making mental assessments, trying to compensate, rearrange, and correct what they see. This constant effort to keep things in order has a price, though. It can produce a high-strung state of mind. It is difficult for the Mercury and Virgo person to understand why everyone is not as aware as they are of the desirability of method and order in their lives. As a result, they are often disappointed and frustrated by people's lackadaisical responses. Because Mercury is so close to the Sun, it can never be more than 28 degrees away from Mercury in a birth chart. So there are only 3 possible Mercury combinations for each sign. When the Sun is in Leo and Mercury is in Virgo, the natural creative fire of the Leo Sun brings power, light, and warmth to the intricate patterns laid out by the logical and analytical mind of the Mercury and Virgo position. When the Sun and Mercury are both in Virgo, the mind is inclined towards business, educational, and scientific pursuits. When the Sun is in Libra and Mercury is in Virgo, there will be a lightness, a certain poise, charm, and grace that is brought to bear on the natural analytical properties of Mercury and Virgo. There is an old saying that the mind is a good servant but a poor master. This becomes a special truth when it comes to this Mercury position. Mercury in Virgo is wonderfully useful to the extent that it is disciplined, controlled, and kept in its place. While it is very good for scholarly research projects, it is less well suited to the overall process of reasoning on which the larger application of knowledge depends. I have a great many videos now on many different topics, and so I've decided to make several different video playlists so that it's easier to find the videos of greatest interest. So please check out my playlist page. Well, that's it for now. To stay up to date with my latest videos, please make sure to subscribe to this free YouTube channel by clicking the red subscribe button right below this video. Take care.